Hey guys, it is me again. Today is Saturday, December 24th. Makes it day 358 on our Project Serve Him More. Guys, first off, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas Eve. Hope everybody's doing alright. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can tonight, guys, because it's late and I've got to get to bed because I've got church in the morning. So, right or wrong, I've decided to have church tomorrow, which I think is the right thing to do. I think it's right to be there. I don't think a whole lot of people will think like I think and will get up and make the effort to go. I think a lot of people will use that as an excuse, use Christmas as an excuse not to come to church. And that's really a shame, but, you know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we have a full house. But anyway, it's good to be here, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can. Darren, I want to thank you for, I know in your Merry Christmas video, you mentioned me. You thanked me for, you said you wanted to mention some people. So, I do appreciate you for doing that. Like I left in your comment, a comment on your video there that I look forward to your videos as much as you do mine, or probably more, and you inspire me. Like I said, I can't tell you how much you do inspire me, just for the things that you do. So I thank you for that. And if you do start sending those stickers out, you said yes, some stickers made, I would love to have one. I don't know if I give you my address or not before. I've given it out before, but anyway, it's 3383 Highway 15, Whitesburg, Kentucky, 41858. So, in case you can send me one, I would really like to have one. Let's see, what else, guys? I guess that's about it, guys. We've had a good day here today. Me and Dad slept late. I think Mom was up early cooking, but we got to sleep a little late and not done much. Opened some presents up and that kind of deal. And I've had a good Christmas, sure have. All got to be together, the family, and that's what counts. One of my friends got me a neat gift. He got me him and his wife have actually got one. It's a cotton candy machine that you put hard candy. Well, you can use the mix too, but you can put hard candy in it, like Jolly Ranchers, and it will actually spin that Jolly Rancher out and turn it into cotton candy. And I've ate it a bunch at their house, and they got me one of those machines. So I've already used it tonight. I've already made 2 or 3 little batches. So that's neat. And really did had a good time, and I pray that we have a good time tomorrow. So anyway, guys, like I said, I don't really have much to jibber jabber about normal stuff. You guys just keep praying for me as I pray for you. Like I said, guys, I don't really think I've got much to jibber jabber about. So let's get to the important part tonight, and that is, of course, the Word of God. So let's see, guys. Acts chapter 27, starting in verse 39. Here we go. And when it was day, they knew not the land, but they discovered a certain creek with a shore, into the which they were minded, if it were possible, to thrust in the ship. So they were just basically, they found this little cove, I guess you would kind of call it, with a shore, it says, that they were going to try to put the ship into. And when they had taken up the anchorage, verse 40, they committed themselves unto the sea, and loosed the rudder bands, and hoisted up the mainsail to the wind, and made toward shore. And falling into a place where 2 seas met, they ran the ship aground, and the fore part stuck fast and remained unmovable, but the hinder part was broken with the violence of the waves. And the soldiers' counsel was to kill the prisoners, lest any of them should swim out and escape. But the centurion, willing to save Paul, kept them from their purpose. and commanded that they which could swim should cast themselves first into the sea and get to land, and the rest, some on boards and some on broken pieces of the ship. And so it came to pass that they escaped all safe to land. And when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita. And the barbarous people showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us every one, because of the present rain and because of the cold. We're going to read one more verse, guys. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. Then we'll read another verse. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, No doubt this man is a murderer, whom he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live. So they thought this snake biting Paul was a sign that he had done something really bad and he had escaped this shipwreck. But now that because this snake had bit him, he was going to die, and that was the vengeance getting back at him, basically. And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm. Howbeit they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly, but after they had looked a great while, they saw no harm come to him. They changed their mind and said that he was a god. So they got it wrong both times, even though we can see a great thing happen here. So Paul had just survived a shipwreck. And this snake, like we said, Paul throws this wood in the fire, and this snake comes up out of it, bites him, and it was, a deadly snake. And they were all sitting there looking, going, well, he'll be a dead man in a few minutes. And we can see here that the Lord, his arm didn't even swell up, it says. The Lord kept him from it. So we know, guys, that when we're doing God's will and God's purpose for our lives, that God's going to take care of us. And that's what we got to have more faith in. We got to pray. We got to believe in what God says. And we got to be as righteous as we can be. Our own righteousness is, as we know, it's like filthy rags. It hangs about us and it stinks. We got to count on God's righteousness, But God's righteousness is what makes us more righteous. We can do more things. We can be better people. We will be better people. We will sin less due to God's righteousness and not our righteousness. But we got to seek it. Like he tells us in Matthew chapter 6, we got to seek him first. We got to seek his face. We got to seek his kingdom, it says, and his righteousness. And then all these things that we need, all the things we worry about in our lives, the money for bills, food, shelter, water, clothes, God's going to give them to us, but we got to seek him first. I know that's easy to forget sometimes, because I forget it sometimes, but hope somebody can be reminded of that this Christmas. Guys, I'm not going to lie, I go even up into here recently, me, a grown man, I would get upset around Christmas time, which I'll admit, this year's been better than most. This year, our business has been a little better. But, we still, it ain't like we're still running around with a pocket full of money. We still just are barely surviving. I would always get upset because me and my family did not have the money to go out here and spend all this big money like a lot of other families do. I see these coal miners and stuff, them making double what I make, triple what I make, and them spending thousands and thousands of dollars, at Christmas, and my family lucky to spend $200 and $300. But that don't bother me anymore. God has dealt with me on that. And God has showed me what I need, and God has showed me to have that faith in him, and he's going to provide. And a lot of the things I think I need, I don't need anyway. It's wanting. Just don't get me wrong. God will supply some with our wants too. As long as they're not contrary to his word. But that's in God's will to decide. So anyway, guys, I hope somebody got something out of this. I hope, like I said, somebody that's maybe depressed this Christmas because of money issues or family issues, guys, I pray for you. I pray that the Lord will touch your heart and that you'll realize that God does love you, and he is there to help you. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. I love you all. Good Lord willing, I'll be here tomorrow night, guys, Christmas Day. Until I see you all again, good night, and God bless.